What's shaking, guys? On tonight's show, we have a very bold DVD, a sharp impression, and FASDIU number 2. All that and more right here at the Magic Marketplace. Stay tuned. Hey, what's shaking, guys? Welcome to episode 26 of the Magic Marketplace right here at the Magic Session. On tonight's show, we have 3 brand new products to show you, and here they come. Up first, we have from Russ Andrews. He's a guy over there in the UK. His DVD that's called Bold. This has got 5 effects that we're going to talk a lot more of in just a few moments, so stay tuned for that. Up next, we have Sharp Impression from Richard James. This is a very interesting and different type of revelation of a playing card. We've got a couple different things you can do here. This was on this week's Glimpse. And last but not least, and my favorite part of the show and yours, you love it, and we do too, we have FASDIU number 2 from the very awesome Mr. Paul Cummins. All right, and I am your host, Luke Dancy. I'm here every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, in our live session room for you guys. And tonight, normally I would be saying hello to Mr. Josh Norris in DC. We're going to go a little further north tonight, and we're going to bring a friend of the Magic Session live to you right now, and welcome Mr. Mark Calabrese. What's up, Mark? How are you, bud?
Hello, Luke Dancy. How are you, sir? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's so nice to have you with us. As everyone out there knows, Mark is a moderator in the lounge. There he is smiling for us. He's one of our moderators. He kicks ass over in the lounge. We have a lot of fun, and Mark is also a heck of a magician. Does a lot of corporate work, restaurant work. He does it all. Man of many talents. Mark, good to have you with us, bud. All right.
Good to be here.
Awesome. And the guys in the room, I'm seeing the guys over there. They're going crazy. Everyone's saying, oh my God, it's Mark. Mark's here. Mark. So everyone loves you. You've got a lot of fans. And I know that they're glad to have you with us. And Mark, any big Halloween things to tell us about that you had going on over the weekend? I'm sure you got a story to tell us.
I had a couple gigs this past week, but for the most part, it's been actually kind of quiet. It's been a quiet Halloween. Up north, we had a really bad winter, a pre-winter snowstorm, and that kind of messed up some of the festivities. But for the most part, it's been a quiet Halloween. I plan on dressing up like a magician, not David Blaine, not Chris Angel. I plan on dressing up like Josh Norris. I plan on getting the lowest V-cut shirt I could possibly get, frohawk in the hair. You know, I don't know. We'll see what I can do. I don't think anyone will recognize me, but we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Well, Mark, it's great to have you with us. We're going to do what we always do. We're going to review some Magic products tonight. Mark has got some great input as well. So let's talk about the first product this week. This was on last week's Smackdown. This is Bold, once again from Russ Andrews. And we'll take a look at the demo, come back, and talk all about it with Mark and you guys when we come back. Stay tuned.
Yay!
Hello, thank you.
Where's the Joker?
Joker? Joker went back. Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, not back to the deck. Go back. Go back. I can't believe it.
Very cool, very, very cool.
Okay, so it's not coming soon. It's here. I know on the demo there it said coming soon. The DVD has been released. It's out now. And this is something, once again, from Russ Andrews. He's a magician from the UK. And there's been a lot of great guys coming out of the UK over the last few years, which is kind of nice. Because for a while there, there were just a few select guys that were out there. I think Michael Vincent was one of the chosen guys. Paul Daniels did some TV stuff. Of course, Darren Brown popped on the scene with his TV stuff. And then it seems like the magic scene over there really started to take off, which is great because there's been a lot of very cool guys coming out of the UK. Andy Gladwin's a cool guy. Of course, Dynamo's now on TV. Of course, over in the Scotland area, of course, part of the UK too. We've got guys like Dave Forrest and so forth. So a lot of great guys coming out with a lot of great magic from the other side of the pond, as we like to say. And so this is, as the box says, bold card magic for the working magician. And that's one of the reasons I'm glad we have Mark on today, because Mark, you are a working magician, and you know just how important it is to find material that's suited for working magicians that are out there in the real world.
This is very true. And some of the stuff, I mean, some of the stuff that please don't make me laugh, Luke. I'm trying to do some serious work here. Okay, I'm trying to review Bold by Russ Andrews, and
Nice.
a couple things with Russ Andrews. The stuff is cool, and I think as a working performer, you do the same stuff all the time. You do tend to get kind of bored with the things that you do, and to have bold methods, it keeps it fresh to you, keeps it fun. Some of the stuff I was watching the previews and stuff like that, and some of the stuff it seems cool. Some ideas are cool there, but for the most part, nothing new, nothing that I'm that I immediately was like, I need to put that in my routine. I am a fan of like put pocketing, which is like I guess the opposite of pickpocketing, where you put stuff on people's clothing or inside people's pockets and stuff. But to me, I'm just trying to retract how he would put a playing card on the back of someone's collar, and to me, it would feel kind of intrusive. There's a video out there in which I'm famously taking someone's watch off, and it takes me a good 45 minutes or so. And one could argue how intrusive that would be. But for the most part, like I said, bold methods to me.
It's all right. Looks like we lost Mark there for just a minute, which is okay. But Mark was on he was a good, going in a good direction there, because he's talking about bold methods, bold magic, and I was expecting more from this DVD. Of course, there are some bold things going on, but I was really expecting the bold stuff to be all over this DVD. When you title something bold, you expect pretty much everything on the DVD to be a little more out there, a little more direct, a little more risky. And he did that with one or two things, but the rest of the routines, for instance, the daily transpo, I was excited. That's one of my favorite plots in card magic. Didn't really do a lot for me. He added a little touch, something that I've been doing for a long time, and I know a lot of other people have done, and I feel like he could have taken an extra step to make it a little better. Pip My Ride, pretty common theme here with the pips on the cards changing. Nothing real revolutionary there. Hidden was the card in the shoe, the thought of card in the shoe. Interesting concept. Nothing that's totally going to blow you away. Oil Slick is probably the best thing on here. It's a cool version of the oil and water. First you do it with the cards face down, and then you're able to do it with the cards face up for the second phase, which is kind of interesting. It's, once again, oil and water. Nothing that's going to blow anyone totally out of the water there. And then Collared was the thing you saw at the beginning of the DVD, which is basically where the guy is turns around and the card ends up on the back of his shirt. So you're seeing 5 effects from Russ Andrews. A couple of them are okay. The rest of them I felt like were pretty basic and not bringing a lot new to the table here. So once again, when you call something bold, you really think that something's going to be a lot more wow, like a lot more, I don't know. I just feel like there was going to be more bold going on here. And that happened with one of the routines, and the rest of them were kind of eh. So, I hear that he's got some other great material out, Russ Andrews does, and I'm looking forward to that. The thing is, right now, this DVD just didn't really do it for me. And we'll take a look at the price point on this, because, of course, that's what it all comes down to, is should I spend my hard-earned money? I am a performer, but should I spend my money to buy this? And the price for Bold is $29.95. So for 30 bucks, which is the average for a DVD now with multiple effects, or some of them are just one-trick DVDs these days, 30 bucks for the DVD. So you know what you're getting here, and, this isn't going to blow you away. That's what I'll leave it at. This isn't going to blow you away, but it is something that's solid, and I think that you'll enjoy. If you think one of the routines you saw in the demo speaks to you, you might enjoy them. Otherwise, I think there's a lot better resources out there for learning material. So that is Bold from Russ Andrews. And I believe Mark Calabrese is piping back in. So we'll get Mark back on here in just a second.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mark. Yeah. So we'll bring you back in just a minute. So now we're going to hop over to the Smackdown, because this was on last week's Smackdown. And so this week we have 2 new products going head-to-head. And those 2 products this week are Blood on the Tricks from Roger Curzone, or however you pronounce his last name, up against Diamond Jim Tyler's Sweet, which has also got a bonus effect called Birthday Card. So it's kind of a 2-effect DVD. On one side of the box is Sweet, the other side is a Birthday Card. And those 2 effects are now up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WeSession, where you can vote on the effect you want us to review next week. So click the little bubble next to the effect you want, or the DVD, I should say. You can check out the demos for these on YouTube if you want to see what these effects are, and make your decision, vote on it, and we will make sure to review them, the one that you want, next week right here on the show. All right, so that about wraps up that part of the show. Now it's time to jump into the next effect tonight, and this one came from the Glimpse on this week. This was something that we put up, got quite a few questions on. This is called Sharp Impression. So we'll take a look at the demo of Sharp Impression right now, and then we'll come back and talk about it, and bring Mark back too. So stay tuned, boys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, boys. That was the demo for Sharp Impression. This is from Richard James, I believe. Yeah, Richard James Magic. And this is something that he put out recently that is basically going along the lines of a traditional plot, which is born from Jack Tiller. Basically, the whole blister plot. You know, Jack did it a lot of different ways, and then other people have come along and done it with playing cards, is revelations or ESP symbols to reveal those. Of course, Tim Trano came out with Branded, where he did the reveal with a lighter as well. So this is now basically a new addition to this plot, and this was on this week's Glimpse. We had a lot of questions about this, about the effect, about how practical it is, and all the other usual questions you get, reset and all that. So I guess it's only fitting that we hop over to the Glimpse and check out a couple of these questions that you guys had about Sharp Impression. So over on the Glimpse, we'll take a quick look at right now. And don't forget, every Friday we post a new version of the Glimpse with a brand new product. The first one we had was from Eric Morrison, who just proposed to his girlfriend using some magic. Check it out on YouTube. It's quite a cool clip. How is this different than the other blister the other blister devices out there? Also, how is this different than the Sanders Effect Magic Marker? I believe it's also called. Seems to be two things going on. Can you hand out the marker right after the reveal? The thing is, you know, this is different but not to other blister effects. The gimmick is pretty much it's a little different than what you're getting with other versions, but the revelation of causing the things to appear blistered on your finger, same basic effect, just kind of a newish kind of method here, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. As far as the Sanders Effect Magic Marker, kind of the same idea. I know Richards is done with the label on it. This is actually done, this is printed on the marker itself, so the gimmicked marker is totally gimmicked. There's nothing to find kind of, gimmick there. So you can hand out the pin if you like. Let's head back over to the glimpse. We'll take a look at another great question from you guys. This one comes from our friend Michel LeBlanc. Instead of buying two separate products that do two different things like the facts built into one, yeah, it's cool. And is the burned card and suit blistered in your fingers only one chosen card? Or do you have a variety of cards to choose from? And that's actually a really, really good question, Michelle. I'm glad you asked that. There is only one revelation built into Sharp Impressions. So there's only one card that you can reveal using this, which is kind of a step backwards because several of the other effects that are out now allow you to use different revelations, different objects, not different objects, but different cards can be revealed using the blister gimmick. So that was another thing that takes this back a step. And I know, Mark, you're over there and you're checking out a magic book. Swami Mark is in the house. Swami Mark Calabrese. He's checking out his magic book there. Mark, you saw this. This is taking a classic plot, trying to update it, but has he really done anything new with Sharp Impression, in your opinion? What do you think? And you've got your scholarly book there. What's your opinion on this? Is it moving it forward or not?
Well, I don't want to say it's moving it forward. I want to say it's something that it's nice to have two effects in one. From a worker's point of view, pocket space when you're performing is very important, in my opinion. And when you have a gimmick, for example, the one that Tiller put out, that's cool to have in one pocket, and you want to have the other mark in the other pocket, that's fine. But to have two, it's to save pocket space. To me, is very important.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have. If I just had that in my jacket or whatever, and I can do both tricks and whatnot, that to me is an important thing. I don't think it's such leaps and bounds. I'm not really happy on the fact that you are only using you have one reveal. Because like I said, once again, a walk around, if I want to do 5 different reveals, a table that's maybe 2 feet away saw that I chose a 7 of clubs. It's not blister on my finger. I want to do the same effect to them, and they see 7 of clubs again. It kind of lessens the effect. So I think the pros about it is that it is combined, and you get pocket space and stuff like that. But the cons is that, there really isn't, that many reveals, and to me that's important. Also, I think with the gimmick, without giving too much away, I think the gimmick might dry out the marker, which is something that you and I talked about. If you're using the gimmick, correctly, the marker, the ink itself, I think, dries out because of the way the marker's built.
No, we did talk about that. Yeah, and that's true. Yeah, I mean, this could definitely, if you use it enough and you keep it as part of your pin, this could definitely, because of the way it's designed, that's a beautiful fan, by the way. This could definitely dry out the marker. And I just don't think this is a step in the right direction. It's a clever idea, but at the end of the day, it's not really improving anything. Of course, it's combining two old ideas into one new product and trying to push it forward. Interesting, but for me, it's just not the big wow thing that you're looking for with Magic products. You know what I mean? So
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's not something I'm going to put in right away. If I had it, that'd be cool, but I wouldn't be doing it right away.
Yeah. So let's take another look at the glimpse real quick, because we've had so many questions and we want to make sure we get to as many as we can. There was a lot of overlap this week on the glimpse, so I'm going to try and just get through a few of the questions here that we don't want to repeat. Chris Will, Mr. Will, is asking, how's the quality of this? The demo looks like it was shot with a SD video camera, and yeah, I mean, Chris, you're pretty much bang on there, bud. The quality on this DVD is very, very low quality. There's no talking. It's just some music with some writing that pops up on the screen for each step. Very short, very direct, not a whole lot of extra bits there. And it just didn't really do anything for me either. The product is what it is, and the DVD was actually quite a bit of a letdown there. So nothing real revolutionary with the DVD either. So I guess overall, Mark, what it all boils down to is, is this something that people should spend, and we'll get to the price in a second, the money on, if they've already done effects that are similar to this? Is this something that people should even bother spending their money on, or is this something that we should just tell them to pass on? What's your opinion on the overall part of this?
Well, refresh my memory. I'm trying to remember how much it costs. How much does that cost again?
The Sharp Impression costs $30, $29.95. So for $30, you're getting a pen, a Sharpie that's been customized with the writing, and of course you get the other additional gimmicks. So everything you need is included along with the DVD. So it's all there.
Right. Well, I guess if you're asking me right now whether I would spend $30 or whether I think you should save your $30, in my opinion, I would save the $30. I kind of pick my routines or pick out the stuff that I'm going to do. It's almost like within the first 5 seconds I look at it, I go, this is something that I could definitely work with, or nah, it's not for me, And the first time I saw it and when I first read about it and looked at it, it wasn't something that I was jumping for joy about or jumping to want to purchase. So in my opinion, save your $30. You have I'd rather you buy a book or a DVD where you learn but much better card stuff or reveals or anything like that.
Absolutely.
For that matter.
And the other thing in the room that I did see that people were asking about was, can the pen be examined? We'll just address that real quick. The pen can be examined, and he does tell you how to switch out part of what you have to have everything examined at the end. So there are ways to hand out everything at the end as well. That's kind of a big question. Can everything be handed out? Reset? There's really no reset on this, to be honest. But yeah, once again, I'll pop the price back up on the screen for you because that's what it all boils down to. Once again, $29.95. So for $30, you're getting everything. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you. But for us, we think this is a pass. So that is a Sharp Impression from Richard James. Now, it's now time to move on to our next part of the show. This is a lot of fun. This is the random magic giveaway contest. And normally what we do is we pick people that have posted on our articles, our on-demands, or the glimpse, anywhere on the site over at themagicsession.com. And we give one lucky person a chance to win some of the magic that we review right here on the show. However, this week I wanted to switch things up a little bit because we've got a lot of people out there watching live. And I thought it'd be fun. I've already selected a live viewer out there. So we're going to now announce the winner of this week's Random Magic Giveaway contest. It is someone watching live, so they're not going to win something. They have no idea what's about to happen. So here we go. This week's Random Magic Giveaway winner is coming right up. Is Mr. Michael Crass. Mr. Michael Crass, our friend from the north, you are this week's Random Magic Giveaway winner. You never know, if you're watching live, you could be our next winner. And we'll tell you guys how you could be next week's winner if you'd like to be part of that too. So I guess it's only fitting then that we take a look at our prize chart and give Mr. Michael Crass a chance to win one of the products we've reviewed right here on the show. We've given away a lot of great stuff. And so we've added in from last week, I believe I switched up number 20, which last week was the limited lecture notes from Daniel Garcia, put in the very awesome Jamie Dawes and his Scared impromptu haunted deck. And Jamie lectured with us last week, and it was amazing. Check out that in our on-demand section. So we've got Jamie Dawes Scared up there. Of course, we have the signed copy of Redemption, the EMC 8 DVD sets up there, the Any Signed Card, Any Spectator's Wallet, Wild Card, Free Spin, all the great stuff. But it's only fitting now that we jump over to the prize wheel and give Mr. Michael Crass a chance to win one of the products we reviewed. So here we go. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, riches. Here we go, boys. Let's take a look here. It's slowing down. Slowing down. Here we go. Mr. Crass, what we got in store for you? Oh, well, Mr. Crass, you are number one. You truly are number one. And that way we have landed on number one, which up at the top left corner there is, looks like Sean Farquhar's Matrix Express, which we have reviewed right here on the show. So congratulations to you, Mr. Michael Crass. You are this week's winner. And we'll email you and get your contact information, all that good stuff. And Michael, congratulations. And if you want to be our next winner, it's very easy, like I mentioned before. Post anywhere on our site, articles, on-demands, lectures, Magic Marketplace, or the Glimpse, which comes every Friday, and you could be our next winner. It's that easy. So tune in next week, and you can be our next winner. I'd also like to give a quick few shout-outs to some of the boys in the room. I see Kalen Morelli is popping in tonight. Kalen's watching us live, which is amazing. Love to see Kalen. I know he's one of the busiest guys out there, so that's cool. Of course, Michael Crass. Tyler's here. Glenn Watson's here. A lot of the familiar faces, but a lot of new faces too, which is great. I see White Oak Canyon out there. So anyway, guys, thanks for supporting what we do. Without you, we wouldn't be here. All right. So let's now hop into the last part of the show. It's my favorite part, and I know you guys love it too. Welcome to It's in a Book.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Take a look. It's in a book right here at the Magic Marketplace. That's right, boys. This is FASDIU number 2. This is from Paul Cummins, who we reviewed his FASDIU from a Shuffle Deck in Use number 1 a couple weeks ago, and we teased that we were going to do volume number 2 soon. And this is just amazing stuff. Paul is a regular at the Magic Session. We hang out in the lounge a lot, and he's there, and we have a great time. And Paul is a wealth of knowledge, so if you're looking to get some advice or maybe some help with crediting, head over to the lounge anytime, and you may see Paul. He's there in the evenings, and he is a wealth of knowledge, and we're so lucky to have him to be part of the Magic Session. This set of notes is, of course, a set of lecture notes, and it's 129 pages from Paul, and it's comb bound here, and you get the effects in here. There's about, gosh, I don't even remember how many are in this one. I know there were 26 or so in the first one.
18, I believe.
Wow, look at Mark. He is on the ball with this. I love it. And Mark, welcome back. We've got the Fez going on now. And the really cool thing about having Mark on this week is you spent some time with Paul recently at the 52 convention. I believe it's near Buffalo. Is that where they
Yes. Yeah, it was in Hamburg, New York, near Buffalo. Just easier to say Buffalo, New York.
You're right. So for those of the guys out there that don't know Paul, I've known Paul probably for close to 10 years, and I'm very proud to say that. Tell us maybe some stories about Paul or something from the convention that really left an impression on you, because that's the first time you really met Paul in person. You've hung out in the lounge and talked to Paul, but this was your first time meeting Paul. And we'll talk about Paul and then get back to the notes in just a second. But what's your impression about the man behind the FASDIU series?
Well, there's just one way to say it, and if anyone's friends with me on Facebook, you'll see that I have a picture of myself and Paul, and it's basically says one thing, says the man. And Paul Cummins is, for lack of a better way to say it, the man. He is the coolest guy to hang out with. He's a wealth of information, like you said. Monkey has something to say. Monkey said he's just a really generous person. He's actually the one that got me into 52, which is an invitation-only kind of event. And I mean, just to be the kind of guy to hang out with, drinking beers and just and hanging out and having lunch with him. Not to mention, he's obviously a monster with a deck of cards. He was doing one of the tricks for a group of guys that's actually in FASDIU 2. I believe it's called A Total Triumph, and it's a great. I mean, it's one of the best triumphs I've ever seen because it just looks so haphazard and so crazy, and it fooled me because I was watching and I was like, that looks really mixed up, and it looked amazing. He's just such a cool guy. Like I said, there's no other way to say it. He is the man, the man. So, just being a cool guy, hanging out with him, it was a pleasure not only to meet him, but it was an honor to be considered, as one of his friends. So
absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more with what you just said. I mean, it sums up Paul as a guy that you just want to hang out with, have a beer with, and see some card tricks. And, before we get into the notes one more time, the other cool thing about Paul is he's so just unassuming. You would never know that he knows the stuff that he does. He's just so cool and laid back. And man, can he do a mean side still, among other things. I mean, come on. He is just a monster. And we actually have his side still DVD, which we'll be checking out probably in the next week or two as well. It's amazing. And the great thing here is I think Mark was right on the money here. This is about 18 things. And the cool thing about the FASDIU 2 notes is he's actually separated the contents for the laity in the first part of the booklet and for the magi in the second half of the booklet. So you're getting some magic that he does all the time in the bar setting for just laymen that he's created just for that. And then there's some other effects that he's designed for the laymen, but he's found that some of them, because of different reasons, work a little better for the magicians because he kind of does some things to set them up and to kind of lure them down the path. And there's some fantastic magic in here. There's also another really cool thing, and I'm sure, Mark, that you'll agree with this. Another cool thing about this is not only are you getting magic from Paul, but you're also getting two effects that have been inspired or have been worked on with the one and only Chad Long. And that is just the stuff from Chad and Paul combined. You put two of the greatest card guys around together, and you've got some killer card magic, man. And I don't know if have you seen Paul do like one of those things that he and Chad, I mean, have you seen the stuff? that he's done, especially behind a bar, man. Like the stuff with the box. He does the one thing where the one card appears on top of the box, inside the box, and under the box. I think that's called box topper. Let me.
I will tell you. I will tell you that the stuff that I saw him do. He did very little magic at the convention. But the one thing that I did get to see him do was a total triumph, which was, I mean, if it's one of the tricks that you're gonna watch, it's amazing. You know, it's like I said, it's one of those triumphs that it looks so, you know, mixed up and everything. It's exactly what you want in a triumph. Just you know, as crazy as it should look, and then like in a flash, the cards are back to normal. One of the effects that I do in the notes is his almost any card at any number, and it's not for the faint of heart. You know, not for the faint of heart. It's a trick that does take some work. It does take you know, you need to have some chops to do it. But he has two versions. One of them which is perfectly fine for the lay people, and another one that actually fools magicians. It's almost any card at any number 2, and those are two strong effects. I mean, he's, you know, got, like I said, Paul is one of those guys that you look at and you go, oh, this guy is, you know, you wouldn't think he has chop, but I mean, as we all know, Paul's got you know, one of the best side steals, and I mean, you know, his rapid call is amazing as well. You know, he's just got great hands. Anything
Absolutely.
that does.
No, and the two effects I was thinking of were No Joke and No Mercy. And No Mercy is just, it's a killer. He calls it No Mercy because it's one of those things that you do for people, and you just have no mercy on their soul. You destroy them. It's a killer transpo between a selected card and some aces. It's insane. You mentioned the any card, any number stuff, which is killer too. It's got some very quick bits too. A la Animan is a very quick thing where you get like 3 or 4 changes of a card, just to let people know you are someone that means business as a magician. He's also got some other great stuff. There's also a coin trick in here for the coin guys. Only one this time. Another one of my favorites is Over Twist Transpose, which he's done a version of Over Twist in the past, but man, he's come up with a way to do it with a selected card as well. It's a killer. Another version of Triumph, and so much more stuff. So honestly, you know, this is someone that thinks about magic, and it really does go along with the name of the notes, from a shuffled deck in use. This is stuff that Paul does from a shuffled deck in use. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 exceptions from this booklet. Of course, the coin trick. You're not using cards for that one. But there's another one I believe that uses a setup, a stack. But imagine taking a deck of cards and just doing miracles that someone's designed for those situations with no setup. You can do it borrowed deck, go in and destroy your spectators. So let's now jump to the price for the FASDIU 2 notes, and that would be $25. So you're getting 18 effects here compared to the 5 that we saw for the Bold DVD, and it's even less than the gimmicked pin that you get as well. So you do the math. I mean, you're getting 18 effects from a solid person that's actually out there in the real world doing stuff, and I think $25 is a steal. And I know Mark, when you find material that's actually designed and suited for performers, it's priceless. Honestly, it's worth anything. But $25 is just, to me, way too low for the type of material that you're getting from someone such as Paul Cummins.
Here's something else I can say about Paul Cummins, and this has to do with also the price of the book. Paul knows the material that he has, but I don't think he realizes how valuable the stuff is. And I didn't want to compare Paul's notes to those other effects, but yeah, I mean, $30 for a gimmick pen, and for the 18 effects that you can get out of this book, if you do one trick out of FASDIU 2, you know, it's paid for itself, you know. And it's one of those things where, yeah, Paul didn't just take a couple of tricks and go, oh, this is a cool idea, and pop it in a bunch of notes. He's been doing these things for 20 years, you know. So he knows the ins and outs, every issue you might have, every problem you might have, and they're tried and tested. You know, he didn't put anything in those notes that you know, that got so reactions. He got, you know, he's been getting killer reactions for a long time with those effects. So for $25, you're basically stealing money out of Paul's pocket, and I think he's okay with that, because I think he'd rather have people just do good magic. You know, I think good magic should be out there, and Paul's is one of the stuff that's killer stuff.
Agreed, man. And not only is he a phenomenal magician, but once we spoke again earlier, you know, he's in the lounge here at the Magic Session. Not every night, but you can find him most nights hanging out in the lounge pretty late. And once again, if you have any questions about the work or about crediting or anything, don't be shy. He is one of the nicest guys around. And if you'd like to pick up some of his stuff, Mark, you know where to go. Tell the boys where to go to get Paul Cummins' work. Right.
You can go to FASDIU.com. That's F as in Frank, A as in Animan, S as in Sankey, D as in Dancy, I as in I want to kiss Luke Dancy, U as in you better buy this book.com.
Nicely said. Nicely said.
FASDIU.com, and there's all of his stuff is on there. There's the FASDIU stuff. There's all his other great things. He has a Side Still DVD, the Up in Smoke DVD, Tricks of My Trade, which is the Doug Kahn book.
Yeah.
He's got great stuff. Just just go to the site, buy everything that you can see, and purchase it now. Just buy it now. Get off of here and buy it now.
I could not have said that any better, Mark. And we summed it all up there for you. A great steal tonight for some great material. That's definitely our pick of the week right here. Is the FASDIU #2 notes. You don't want to miss that if you are a serious card magician or a serious close-up worker out in the real world doing the stuff. He's already designed it for you. It's up to you how you use it and when. So that wraps up tonight's show. I want to wish everyone out there a very happy Halloween. Josh Norris is currently getting himself together for Las Vegas. He's coming out here, and he's going to be hanging out. We'll be working on some stuff for the Magic Session. And the plan was tonight we were going to dress up, but you did get a little bit of that with Mark Calabrese. And Mark, it's been a lot of fun having you on. And if you guys want to hang out with Mark in the lounge, he's always around. He shows off some killer magic. He's not shy, as you can tell. And Mark, we want to thank you again for coming on, and all the guys out there are thanking you for being here. And Mark, happy Halloween to you. Don't get into too much trouble, but we know you're going to get into some trouble. So
just enough trouble. So happy Halloween. Please don't get hurt, and enjoy your Halloween. And yeah, go have some fun.
Awesome. Well, Mark, cool, bud. We'll catch you soon in the lounge. And you guys, you can head over there now, hang out with magicians from all over the world, and we'll see you over there. And don't forget, every Tuesday we do have our live jam sessions in the lounge as well, 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 8 p.m. GMT time every other week for the International Jam Session, which is happening this week. So that about wraps up for this week, boys. Have a fantastic Halloween. Be safe. If you have pictures of yourself in costumes, post them on our wall. We'd love to see them, and we'll all have fun watching those. And we'll feature some next week on the show. So if you do have some pictures of yourself in Halloween costumes, either put it on our wall or send it our way at team@themagicsession.com. We'll put them on the show and show you off and give you a shout out. So boys, have a fantastic week. And as I always say, be good or be good at it. Catch you next time.
Yeah.
Is this your card?
I don't know.
Was it a red card?
I don't know what red is.
Ta-da!